Hello, John P. Kelleher from Los Monos College. I'm here on week seven. And we're going to detail about what firefighting is all about. It's really fun. It's part of the job I miss, but the reality is this is the meat of fire behavior and what firefighters look for when the fire actually happens. Again, week 7. So here we go. The smoke and color of fire. Firefighters need to know how to read the smoke to understand what kind of fire it may be. We usually say on the scene of the smoke it is usually light or heavy, but structural firefighters have 4 attributes: volume, velocity, density, and color. The volume tells you a little about the fire because the clean burning fuel fires emit light, emitting a clear smoke. However, a fast, hot moving structure fire in a poor ventilated area will show heavy smoke. Usually a large volume of smoke points to where the fire is. Hence, when we're en route, we usually say smoke showing, pretty much advising everybody en route that we got a worker. Volume tells about the fire burning light. Oh, and the velocity. Velocity, smoke that leaves the building quickly is its velocity. 2 things create velocity: heat of the fire and the restricting the volume of the smoke, i.e. poor ventilation. Then we talk about density of smoke. The thicker the smoke, the more fire spread, and the greater possibility of flashover. We know about flash, we're going more in detail with flashover, but you have that heavy smoke, that may be the beginnings of flashover because all that stuff, all that fire, all that material inside is reaching its ignition temperature. And then the last type of attribute of smoke is color. Most all solid materials emit white smoke when it is heated or combusts. However, there are some exceptions. Natural materials equal tan or brown smoke. Plastics or paint equal a gray smoke. And some fires depend on its color and velocity. The faster, darker means the smoke is closer to the seat of the fire. The slower or lighter smoke means the smoke and fire is further away. A special type of smoke is the black fire. It has a high volume, turbulent velocity, and ultra dense and black in color. Signs of impending or auto ignition and or flashover is about to occur. Now we're going to meet the 2 big words. We did touch on it I gave a couple of videos, not videos, but YouTube videos on flashover and backdraft. And I'd like to show another video that I teach with, but I'm trying to get it on Canvas, but I'm doing my best. We'll see how it goes. If anything, I may email it to you guys. But flashover and backdraft. As the trapped heated gases and products of combustion collect at the ceiling level, its cumulative temperature increases. The heat that has nowhere else to go, so it begins to radiate downward. We touched on that, the mushroom effect. Heat wants to rise. If it can't rise anymore because it's a ceiling, it will bank across. If it can't go across anymore, it will start to bank down. And as it banks down, all those heated gas bank down and everything's being preheated, creating potential flashover. The heat radiates downward, which heats up the contents of the room. Flashover is when the overall temperature in the room or structure and its contents reaches its ignition temperature. Again, I'll show you a video on that if I can, but I did send you an email on a pretty good Southern gentleman talking about flashover. So check the emails on that. Backdraft is different than flashover. It is also referred to as the smoke explosion. Also send a video on that on email. Backdraft is usually during the decay or smoldering phase when an enclosed room or structure has a depletion of oxygen, meaning it's down to 15% oxygen. When our normal breathing pattern is what? 21%. Now it's barely combusting. And a source of oxygen is suddenly entered, meaning a door or window is open. And then when it's open into this environment, there's a violent smoking explosion. And again, you'll see that in that video I showed in that on the email. Normal fire burns organic material consist of oxygen and carbonaceous material. This material is transformed into carbon dioxide, and water. However, when there's a shortage of oxygen, incompletion combustion occurs. Instead of forming carbon dioxide, CO2, a less stable compound called carbon monoxide is formed. Carbon monoxide, also called the silent killer. That's basically how people die. So it attached to oxygen cells 1,200 times more than oxygen, and that's how people pass, is because they're breathing more CO than the actual oxygen. This incomplete combustion occurs at practically every fire. However, there's usually a presence of oxygen to keep it in an incomplete combustion phase, not the backdraft. I've experienced backdraft a few times, 2 times in my career. One was in a shed outside the house. Another one was a detached garage, both away from the home. And it had all these different signs. Signs of backdraft include smoke-stained windows, a puffing of smoke. It's seams and cracks of the windows and doors. It's almost like a puffing like a dragon. Smoke is being pushed out under pressure. No visible flame or dull red flame is in depth of smoke. Heavy black smoke, tight sealed building, large or open structure, also can be large or open void space. Extreme heat. What do you do when you suspect a backdraft potential? Vertical ventilation. Get up on top and open the roof or the ceiling and exhaust all those products of incomplete combustion. And do not open the door or window. And that's when that rush of oxygen comes in, and that's when you have the explosion occur with backdraft. As I mentioned, when I had that a couple times in the shed, we saw 2 windows, and 2 windows were yellow stained glass, and there was kind of a puffing, and even the door was kind of like breathing. So it was looking for oxygen, it was waiting for that oxygen to occur. And like the movie Backdraft, it's waiting for the oxygen to occur. So if someone opens a door, that rush of oxygen, boom, creates an explosion effect. And that's backdraft. Very rare in the business, but again, we see the potential, vertical ventilation. As far as flashover, a lot of people talk about flashover. Oh, I've seen flashover many times. In my career, I've seen post flashover several times. I've seen rollover where the flames roll over onto the hallway at a fire. It's fun to watch, to look at. That's not flashover. Flashover is when everything in the building reaches a temperature and flashes and explodes. I've been on a roof where it flashed and I had an opening. There was nothing but orange in my opening and I cut a hole in up on top of the roof. I've seen post flashover several times right before we entered a building or blew out the door, explosive nature. Then we went inside because it was a free burning phase at that time. The reality is that if you're inside that structure, that's flashover. Extremely dangerous. You got to know what's going on and know the potential. Okay? The next page talks about portable fire extinguishers. Again, I put up portable fire extinguishers, a PowerPoint one of my students done in the past. It talks all about portable fire extinguishers, Class A, Class B fires, C, D, Class K fires. It's a pretty good presentation. Just look on the email. It's on Canvas, and it talks about portable extinguishers, covers all of that. Okay? So this concludes week 7. Thank you.